My name is Zach Browning. I'm doing an informative speech, and it's going to be on the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are in the location of Baltimore, Maryland. They're in the division of the AFC North in the NFL. Their stadium is M&T Bank, which used to be Baltimore's Memorial Stadium, but they only played there for 2 years. They were founded in 1996 by the owner of Art Modell, who passed away in September of 2012. The name came from Edgar Allan Poe, who wrote a poem called The Raven. The fans voted on the team name, and since Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven is very famous, the fans voted, majority vote on choosing The Raven. Their mascot is also a black raven whose name is Poe, where it comes from Edgar Allan Poe. The Ravens used to be two teams, the Colts and the Browns. The Colts were the Baltimore Colts, who used the Memorial Stadium that was in Baltimore. That stadium was also used by the Baltimore Orioles. It was demolished in April of 2001. The Cleveland Browns used the Cleveland Municipal Stadium. It was demolished after the moving of the Browns went to Baltimore. It's used also by the baseball team, the Cleveland Indians. It was demolished in late November 1996 and early 1997, around like January, February time. And the debris was actually put into Lake Erie to where it was to create artificial reefs for fishermen. The Colts had an era called the Johnny Unitas era where their team was almost unstoppable because their quarterback was so great. They won Super Bowl V, which was versus the Cowboys, which was 16-3 score. They later became the Colts again, but it was in Indianapolis, and that didn't come around until 1984. The Browns moved in 1996. They didn't have a team after they went to Baltimore. They had a gap between 1996 and 1998 with no team. The Cleveland Browns won 3 AAFC championships, which was before the Super Bowl the NFL came around. That was in 1946 and 1949, and those were all consecutively. They did win 4 NFL championships, which were in 1950, 1954, 1955, and 1964. The Ravens' history is since 2000, they've qualified for the playoffs 10 times. They have 2 Super Bowls, one in 2000 and one in 2012. In 2000, it was versus the Giants, and in 2012, it was versus the 49ers. They have 2 AFC championships, which were, of course, one in 2000 and 2012. They've had 4 appearances in the AFC Championship. They also have 15 playoff victories. The rivals of the Ravens in notable games, the biggest rival they have is the Steelers. Another rival is the Colts, and then the third is the Patriots. The Patriots are a rival, which they see a lot within the playoffs, so they became rivals pretty recently. The Super Bowl that they had was Super Bowl 35, which was the 2000 Super Bowl, which was a 34-7 win versus the Giants. They entered the playoffs as a wild card team. In 2011, a noticeable game was a Lee Evans drop in the AFC Championship versus the Patriots, which was kind of redemption in the 2012 year when they won the Super Bowl. And they had the Mile High Miracle, which was versus the Denver Broncos, which was like a 4th quarter comeback victory. They tied it up in the 4th quarter and then ended up winning in overtime. The AFC Championship redemption was versus the New England Patriots again, to where they won in crunch time compared to the year before where they actually missed a field goal to go advance into the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 47, which was the 2012 year, was also the year that Ray Lewis retired, which is a very well-known player. Some Hall of Fame players and notable mentions would be Johnny Unitas, Lenny Moore, Art Donovan, Jim Parker, Raymond Berry, Ted Hendricks, Johnny McKay, Jonathan Ogden. Those are all players that are in the Hall of Fame for the Baltimore region, not just Ravens, but also the Colts. Some notable mentions would be Art Modell, who's actually been in the Hall of Fame voting, but did not make it yet. But Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Jamal Lewis, and Matt Stover are players that have a chance to be put into the Hall of Fame. Ray Lewis will have a chance to go into the Hall of Fame next year. Ed Reed has a chance to go into the Hall of Fame in 2 or 3 years. And then Jamal Lewis, he has had a chance to go to the Hall of Fame, but has not been voted in